Hello there and welcome back. My project here is called Family Organizer, and today I will create a small stuff with the API so we can complete the creating of the setting up when you have the setup screen. So that's what we're working with today. And first I need a file, init file. And in this file I want to create a Mongo connections class, and for this I would say from Mongo import Mongo client and import OS, and then I want to build my Mongo connections, and as default I want the timeout with the 30 seconds. I know that's pretty much, but that's what I'm decided to do here. And then we're trying, and we pass it and accept, and then I need to see which accept we want. It's a value error as e, and inside here I want to say MongoDB connection to the host refused. So that's meaning we can't connect to it. And then I want to print the error message, and it should be raised on value error. But before we can do this, I really need to have a little bit up here. I need the host IP, and for this I need the environment variable, and let's say we say MongoDB Mongo host, and it's none, it's falling back to none. And then we need the port number, let's say it should fall back for localhost. I think that's more clear. And then we need the port number, and then I will do this, and of course I will not print out the username and password if we have this, but we continue here. And the database we want to work with should be what we have in the environment variable here. So it should be Mongo database, and the default we want to call it project family organizer. So if you don't do anything, that's mean if you run this outside of the Docker container, then you basically can run on a local machine and just install Mongo and then spin it up, and then it's running. That's the point here. And then we need the username. If we want this, get in environment, and as default we don't need the username and the password. And then we need the authentication, the source of the authentication, and then we need the which algorithm we need. As default we want to look on the admin collection, so you can, of course you can decide to change this if you want, and this is what we want to look for if it's the default. Whoops, this way. I think it's spelling a little wrong. And then we going a little bit down in the track. Inside here we say authentication required. It's false. So if the username is not none, then we say it's required So if the username is setting, then we expect the login required for the database. And then if the authentication is true, then it's going inside here and passed. Before that, we need to setting a little bit up, and we need to add the server selection time. That's meaning when you connection for the Python to the Mongo database, before the client get response back, what is the timeout here? And we have the timeout up here to setting for 30 seconds, but you can change that in your system environment variables, of course. Whoops. And you need to send it into the milliseconds, I think. Yeah, that's correct, 30,000. And then we say get environment and db mongo timeout, else it should fall back to the timeout. And if it's required now, I will say we need to update the array, so this one should be updated, and what we updated with should be the username, the password, and then we need the authenticate source, and then we need the algorithm we want to use. And that's down here. And now it's time to send the client. Client is equal to Mongo client, and we need the host IP, and we need the host port number, and then we will sending the params inside here, and then we are ready to the connections down here and say client equal to database, and what we want to return if everything is going well, we need to return the Mongo con and the client if you want, and then we need to enter here, and that's the connections we want to create. So we always just can call this, and then we need to go for the environment variable here, and we're setting up the everything we know. So let's go back here and say the host, it's equal to Mongo 4.2. That's the Docker container we work with, and then we need the Mongo port number. We still use 27017, and the database db mongo database, it's a project family organizer. And I know you ask why I have done that when we have it as fallback. It's just to show you how this does working. And then we have the db mongo username. I need this. Mongo admin is my username. It's just testing, so it's not secure here. And then the password is equal to secret, and then we need the authentication source, it's equal to element, and then we need the algorithm is equal to Shirem SHA256, and then we need to say the db mongo timeout is equal to 30,000. And then we are ready to going inside the app pie. Inside here we want to create a new rule below this one, so let's copy this, and the rule should be system and then configuration, and then completed. And we want to create a function here to fix this. So we accept it's a put message. That's fine. And we will call the class the function, sorry, for configuration completed. And then we copy this, and then we're going into the system, and inside here we want to say the static method, and then we go inside and copy this up here just to confirm what we had done is correct. So that's testing the function is working. So let's open the Postman and copy the URL in. I have it here, localhost 5000, and everything is running well. I need to change it to put, and let's see what's happening. It's happening perfect. It's response code 200 out here, so that's perfect. So the next we basically need now, it's we need to code the function here so it's working much more. And for this we need to going up here and say from library import, and then we need this function, and we import it, and of course we need it up here, and then inside here we need the Mongo connection and the client, and then we send it this way. Then we have the connections ready, and we need the JSON data. And let's see about we make this for testing, just to see what's happening. And let's going back and see what we have here. And I think we need to send something here. Test. And then we're sending in inside, it should be content. And now it's failing. We open the one here, and we need to reload. It's changed, and it's reloading because it's changed in the system, but we still get an error, and it could be because we have an error with the connection here. So just for fun, let's try this out and run it again. No, request is not defined. So now I get the error here, and request, it's not defined, so I need to see what's happening. I was spelling it right, I don't think so. And then we'll try again. Now it's still not working, and let's see, and now it's working because we have nothing sending in. And then we basically have an error here with this one, and that's a very good question what the error is, because in Docker you have a very sad debugging. But let's try to see what's happening. I think we can figure out something out here. Let's do it, and it's giving an error. And let's go back for Docker and get JSON, and it's raised the error. And I think it's because I'm not rebuilding my Docker container. So that's what we can do now. So let's rebuilding the container. So let's go inside to the Docker folder, and we need to see what happened. We're having in here, we have the server. So Okay, now we stop, sorry. And then we build no cache, and then we build it up again. Up and running. It's installed everything. And then I can just see about, we have the requirements here, the Mongo, we have it here. So that's perfect. And going back, and it should be up as a daemon now. And let's see what's happening if we run it one more time. Now it's getting an internal error, and that's perfect. And I can go inside to the folder here and see what's going wrong. It's still the same. So we have an error here. I need to expect what's happening. And what I can see here is we have a wrong spelling here in the time zone. It's not time zone, sorry, it's a timeout. And if we're going down here, it's not the integer we need to make a fallback on, it's the timeout. So now it should be working real. That's going back for the Docker and see what's happening. I probably need to go back for the app and then save it again to be sure, not that one. And the Docker here, and let's reload the container and see what's happening here. But it's still not working as it should be. Let's run. Yes, now it's working. Perfect. So now we have the bug fixed and we are ready for the next step, I think. But text here, JSON, let's see what's happening here. And now test hello world. Perfect. Now it's working. No, we don't want to save it. Just as test data. Then we're going back and we are ready now for creating the function here. So let's continue. The first thing we want to do now, it's just to be sure the family name will be created. So when you're creating this setup, you will create one family where you bind all the family's members to, because my plan is in the future you can have this family organizer project central in one of your family, and then on crossing your family can log into it and put the data up, and then you can create more families. That's my plan. So that's why I'm doing this now and not just adding the members. So I need the family ID, and we need something here. And I expect it want to respond the ID so we can get it. So the first thing we want to do now, it's creating the family class, and we can do this in the library here because it have nothing to do with Flask. So I will call it family. In this family, we need from JSON and JSON util. Nope, it's an object. It's an object ID. Import object ID. That's what we need for now. And then we need the class family. And I love the static method, so let's build it up in the static method. And we want to make an insert. What we want is the name. It should be a string, and the Mongo connection should be an object, and we return an object ID. That's what we do. And result is equal to Mongo connection, and the family, that's the collection inside the Mongo database. And we insert one, and what we insert is the name and the name, and we return result inserted ID. And when we run this, going for the system again, and from library import family, import family, and then we have the family class here. It's not only the function, so that's what we want here. Going down and say the family, insert should be the name, JSON data name, and then we need the Mongo connection, and it's the Mongo connection here. Now we should return, we should having the family ID here. So what I really want here, it's the content here, and then I need the family ID, and we have it here. That's what I want. So let's try to go back for Postman and say the name should be test family and send it up, and it's sending back with the test family. That's because we don't have reloading the application, so I want to save it again, and let's see, in some cases it's very slow, so I'm going up here and say reload, and it's pretty weird because we have it here with the family ID and it's return, and now it's coming. Okay, it took a little time, sorry. And now if I'm going for the database now, and I should have family organizer, collection should be family, and the ID here, if you can see it, it's F64. It should be the same from this, F64. Yeah, I hope you can see that. So now we can inserting the family. The next one is we want to insert the family members and then the pets. And to insert the members, we need the members, of course. So we're going back for the family here and creating a new class called members. We pass it up, and then I will create a class called pets. Members and pets, yes, members and pets. And the first we want to have to working, it should be the members. So we make the div should be static again, but before that we need this one, and then we make a static method, should be div insert, and then we need the members. Members is in a list in this case, and we want to say what is the family ID. It's the object ID which we will expect, and then we need the Mongo connection, and this should be an object. What we want to return should be an object ID, because then we want to return for every single members. That's not correct, because then we want to insert the list. Yeah, that's the error in my documentation, sorry. And then we say for members in members here, and result should be Mongo connection, and then members family members, and then insert one. And what we want to do here, it's say the family ID is equal to family ID, and then we need the birthday should be the member and birthday, and then we need the email, and then we need the full name, and then we need the gender, and then we need the relationship. And let's say we have insert IDs. There's a list here, and that's what we want to do here. And insert IDs, append inserted IDs. That's what we want. So we return a bunch of IDs where we have inserted, so we know all the IDs on the members if that's needed. It's not a requirement. And then we need to go for the pets. And it's almost the same we need inside here, but it's just a little bit smaller because we don't have a relationship to the ginger. It's always your best friend, else you don't have a pet. That's my logic opinion. So that's why I'm not setting the relationship like it's a slave, it's aggressive dog, something like that. It doesn't matter because the pet is your best friend. So that's why we don't create so much data about the pets. But of course we love the pets, so it should be the part of the family. So that's why we bind it up to the family ID with the object ID. And then we need the Mongo connection because else we can't insert the pet to the database. And again, we sending the list out, and for pet in pets, result is equal to Mongo connection and family pets, and we need to insert one. And then we need a family ID again, and birthday, pet. I need to copy this one up. And of course the pet doesn't have an email because it doesn't have a phone, but we have a type. The type can be a dog, a cat, and a bird, and something like that. And full name. I have a full name on the pet, of course. And then we have a ginger, if you know that. Oops. And we have an insert list too. And then we have returned it and result. Whoops, this one should be append result.inserted ID. That's fine. Let's insert IDs. Let's see. We need to do the same spelling so it doesn't confuse when we speak about it. And then we are ready to use the pets and the members. So yeah, I'm having spelling error here. So let's going back to the system here, and what we just a second, I need to scrolling back so I can see what my code should be look like. And then we have a members, and of course we need to import members and pets, and inside here we insert it. And when we have a JSON data, we expect a list of members, and then we have the family ID. It's equal to family ID, and then the Mongo connection is equal to Mongo connection. So just copy these lines and say pets, and then we can just say pets here, family ID, and we can just say members, member IDs, that's fine, and then we say pets IDs, pet IDs, member IDs, we have it here, and we have pet IDs too here, and then we have response of this, I think that's what we need before we have restarting the application. So let's go back for the postman and filling out what we feel good. I'll go back for this one and delete my database here, so we have a fresh database that doesn't exist. And for this we have a members, and then we have pets and the pet. Let's start with the pet. The birthday of the pet, we can speak, we can say 2000, and it could be have a birthday on my birthday, so it could be the 21 the October. I'm a little older than 2000, so but we can spin it up to 2010, just so it's realistic for the dog. So the dog is at 10 years, and the type of the dog, the type of the pet, sorry, it's the dog, and then we have the full name, and it could be my dog's name is a Storm and Kaiser, and then we have Ginger. My dog, it's a male. It's look like it's a male. Let me see that. So yeah, so that's a male, and then we have a members, a family members. It's a birthday, and my birthday is 85, and 20 and 21, and my email, you can say it's a test email youtube.com, something like that. That's fine. And full name, yeah, I'm not employees on YouTube, but let's pick a one. Testrecord.com, that's fine. And my name is Paris. Okay, guys, you can follow me, my full name in the website. So my name is not so secure. So Ginger, and I'm a male. And relationship, I'm a king. In the home, and then I will copy this data down here, and my girlfriend is from 91, and the birthdays doesn't matter, so I'll just say 11, and the email is just record2, and the name is doesn't matter, secret name, and she is a female. I think so. He is pregnant, so I think he is a female, and she is the queen in the home. So we have the king and the queen. That's mean when you're the partner. That's my funny way to tell it. So let's creating it up and see what's happening. I think my application doesn't no, it's not reloaded, so I will go inside and stop it. It's going to take a little bit, and then we start it up again, and it's running up here, and then we want to, okay, we have an error here, so that's perfect, and the errors, it's going down here, and I can see I have the wrong one here, so let's going for the system here, and I forgot to change it to pet, so of course we don't have any type. So let's stop the application again. It's taking a little bit, and then we start it up again, and then we should be able to do it. Yes, you can see members IDs and something like that. So in this case I want to drop the database just for secure, so you can see everything is running well. And then we are going back, and whoops, I just minimized this, and project family organizer is here, and family members and pets. We should have one. Storm is here, and we have two. I am here, and my girlfriend is here. It's a secret name and the queen. and the family is test family. So now the application here, it's almost done. So let's let's go in for the environment here, and I think I've removed two things here, 3 things, and I will add it back. Family organizer debug is equal to 1, and then we have a host, and then we have the prefix UL. So let's go in for the app to see it's reacting this. Debug, host, and prefix. Yeah, I think I just want to copy this one. So let's go inside here. Okay, I'm spelling it right. That's perfect. So yes, that's how you can create the server application so the configuration will complete. I know we don't have any kind of validation, and I know that, but I think the validation will come over time. I will first make a product so you can use it at home, and then you can report bugs into me, and then I can start to validate something and explain more. I think that's a better way to do this. So I hope you can survive this, and thank you so much for watching this video with me, and I hope you enjoy this. And of course I hope you want to subscribe to this channel. If you don't know how to subscribe, you can go in the right corner to the right and press on the thing. And I hope you will want to like this video and share it with your friends and put it to your playlist so you always can find it. I will record more about the family organizer when I have time, and then you are free to follow my project here, and the code is on GitHub, so you can always download it as free, and you can spin it up in Docker, or you can put it to your server if you want. Thank you so much for watching this video, and hope to see you next time.